The next compound final is this one, and it sounds like yeah, yeah. It's kind of like the first part of the word yeah. So if you don't extend it out and you just kept it as yeah, that's pretty much the sound. Try saying it along with me one more time. Yeah. Good. As with all finals that begin with the letter I, you can see that when it's not paired with an initial, it just takes on the spelling of Y-E. Yeah. But if it is paired with an initial, then it becomes initial plus IE. Speaking of initials, let's read this with a couple of different initials. The first one is yeah, yeah, beer, beer. Good job. The next one is a little bit challenging because we get this U sound coming in. This one is U, U. And there's something to keep in mind about this final. It can only be paired with the initials G, Xi, Qi, and N. And also, a note about the spelling, with an initial, it's spelled as the initial plus UE. Without the initial, it's spelled as Y-U-E. And actually, when you write it out, you don't need to include the 2 dots over the U. So let's try reading these 2 sounds for practice. Nue, nue, jue, jue. Good job. The next one's slightly easier. This one is pronounced ya, ya. Try saying the word yard in an English accent. It might be like yard, right? So it's basically that ya sound at the beginning. Ya, ya. Again, with an initial, it's pronounced as the initial plus IA, but without the initial, it's spelled as YA. Let's read a couple for practice. Cha, cha, xia, xia. Very good. Now one more time, all 3 together. Ye, yue, ya. So you're probably starting to see a pattern in terms of spelling. Basically, the finals that begin with I and also this one, yue, because they start with these Y sounds, when you spell them without an initial, they actually begin with Y. Okay? All right, we're ready to get on to the next group of finals. The first one is yao, yao. So what sound does a kitty cat make? He goes meow, right? That yao sound is the same sound as this compound final. Yao. And again, just like in the previous case, if there is no consonant preceding this final, it's spelled as Y-A-O. Otherwise, with an initial, it's spelled as the initial plus I-A-O. Let's practice a couple syllables. Xiao, xiao, piao, piao. Very good. The next compound final is wa, wa. Try saying the word aqua, aqua. It kind of takes on the sound of the final part of the word, wa. It even sounds a little like the beginning of the word water, wa. Okay, very good. And if it's not preceded by a consonant, we spell it as W-A, wa, But if there is an initial, it'll be the initial plus UA. So here we're starting to see another pattern. For finals that begin with U, as in wa, when you spell them out without an initial, the U gets replaced by a W. This is a pattern that you're going to see. So let's do some practice with this syllable. Shua, shua, draw, draw. All right, good. The next compound final is Y. We already learned I, right? So it's just like adding the oo sound in front of I, put it together. Ooh, I, Y. It's kind of similar to the English word why, but the tone is slightly different, and the A is more prominent. It's like why. Good. Now, again, if this final is not preceded by a consonant, we drop the U and replace it with a W. So it becomes W-A-I. Why. Now let's practice these two words right here. Kwai, kwai, shuai, shuai. Good job. Now all three together for a final practice. Yao, yao, wa, wa, why. It's starting to get challenging, right? Okay, let's move on. This is the last compound final we're going to talk about today, and it's pronounced wo, wo. So we've already learned o in a previous lesson, and you just add oo to the beginning of it. So it becomes oo, o, wo. Okay, very good. And again, this follows the same rule. Without the initial, it becomes WO. With an initial, it's spelled as initial plus the UO. And let's read these two syllables. Huo, huo, luo, luo. And that's it for the compound finals. A couple of things to remember are that the finals that begin with I, such as ya, ye, yao, yo, they're all spelled with Y when not preceded by any initial. And then the finals that begin with U, such as wa, why, way, wo, these are spelled with a W when not preceded by any initial. And now it's time to do a review of all of the compound finals that we learned today. Can you read along with me? I, a, ao, o, yo, ye, ya, yao, yue, wei, wa, why, wo. Very good. Make sure you practice this every chance that you've got. And in the next lesson, we're going to be learning the front nasal finals. But before you begin the next lesson, make sure you do the practice problems at the bottom of the web page to unlock the next lesson. Good luck, and I'll see you next time in Pinyin in a week.